Welcome to Samuels.here channel. Kevin Samuels was truly a truth seeker, and after many years of educating both men and women of all races, but particularly those of African descent, in the art of navigating the ever-complex dating world, he was sadly ripped from our lives as he was called back home to the Almighty in 2022. Some of us, myself included, instinctively recognized the truth of his message. Many found his message rather unpalatable. I am hoping with this channel to make his message that little bit more digestible in a more feminine and softer manner. I hope this helps my sisters in the Black community who saw him as an enemy. Being Black myself, I hope I can bridge that gap. And oh, by the way, my father was also called Samuel, so in a twist of fate, I pay tribute with this channel to my father, who is also where Kevin has gone. I love how the Icelandic have a way of acknowledging someone's daughter in the same way as someone's son. So I appropriate the Icelandic way to find a suitable name for my channel, Samuels.here, Samuel's daughter. Enjoy the video.
Sarah.
All right. How old are you, Sarah?
I just turned 25, actually.
Okay. What do you have for me on the topic?
Well, based off the title, I just kind of wanted to give in my 2 cents in my experience. I actually waited and had my man wait 8 months. And I mean, everything worked out really well. And I consider him a high value man. And I consider myself a high valued woman. Okay. And I just think it depends on the situation and what you have to offer. I was a virgin at the time and he was as well.
Are you guys married?
We are not, but hope to be engaged soon. I actually just went ring shopping, but I just think it depends on like what you have to offer and what he has to offer. It's kind of like
how old is your man?
He is 20. He's about to turn 28.
Okay. So in the way I define high value man, he cannot be, because it requires earning $10,000 a month for a minimum of about 5 years.
Okay. Yeah,
Plus
he just started on that path.
Plus, you have to have a network of other high value men and other people. You must have you must be LinkedIn level as far as your visibility. You must be acknowledged by other high value men as a peer or a potential peer, and be useful to others in the group. So that's why I think high value is so. A lot of people think of high value differently. But here's the thing: how long have you been with your man?
2 years almost.
So what's the holdup on getting married?
I think we were just, I don't know, we were talking about it, and it's just getting the right ring, and LA is very expensive and we want a nice place and we want to buy. So it's just him kind of figuring out.
What did your dad say?
He wants us to get married. He's ready.
Well, yeah, because honestly, I try to tread tenderly, but when women come in and do what you say, I don't know what you're trying to communicate to other women. Because when you come in and tell women that kind of stuff, you leave hope for something that's infinitesimally small.
I mean, I think it depends.
No, it doesn't.
Women have something good to give,
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Ma'am, in LA, how many women are still virgins?
Oh.
This is actually a very interesting conversation. I have to say, I kind of felt listening to this conversation that, number one, it didn't matter whether the fiance or the boyfriend of this woman was a high value man or not. In this particular context, it's actually irrelevant, because the main topic is what is the status of the woman. Now, here is a woman who was a virgin at the time she met her boyfriend, her now boyfriend, which is already commendable. Let's assume that she met her boyfriend well beyond the age of 15, right? most likely in her 20s already. So in today's world, this is actually quite a feat in itself. So yeah, let's congratulate her. I'm actually very pleased about this. But notice that Mr. Samuels is not satisfied. Look, he's a good father. This is why I titled this video, Almost There. Here she comes on saying, hey, look at me. I was a virgin when I met my boyfriend. And Mr. Samuels just pours cold water all over it. He's saying, no, that's not enough, my daughter. You should wind up a virgin on your wedding night. You should remain a virgin on your wedding night. It's not enough to tell me that, yeah, when I met him, I was a virgin. Why aren't you married already to this guy? And okay, marriage is not up to you, the woman. Fair enough. I forgive you if you're not married. Why are you not a virgin still? He's not happy. So she's way ahead of the curve, but still it's not enough. I know why he thinks it's not enough. Very simple. There are many a single mother who met the father of their baby daddy, a virgin. But somewhere along the line they thought, it was enough that I met him as a virgin. You haven't completed the task. In this case, Kevin is actually saying to this young woman, forget the needs of the man. You must win your battle. He's out there winning his battle. He's becoming high value man. He's not yet. He's 28. He hasn't got to that level yet, but you should become a high value woman. And how do you become a high value woman? You retain your purity. You retain your virginity. This is one weapon you have in your arsenal. Don't give it up. I hope you do get married to this man. I hope things work out for you. But if it doesn't, if something goes wrong, you have shortchanged yourself, my daughter. Wake up and smell the coffee. You are almost there, almost there, almost there. Shame about the finish. You should strive to get to the finishing line. That's all he's saying. And in this regard, I have to say, he's much more strict than many people would be. But then that was Kevin Samuels. And this is why we all adore and respect him, right? He wasn't about half measures. You know, this boy or this man that this woman is dating could be well on his way to earning millions at the age of 28. But no, that's not enough for Kevin Samuels. He ain't mature enough. He ain't old enough to be a high value man. He has a very strict definition of what he means by high value. As I say, it doesn't particularly matter in this context. But in another context, let's say the focus was on the man, in another context, then it would very much be an issue. But anyway, going back to the subject, very much a shame that this woman thinks she did good enough. Yes, she did in principle, because compared to many other women, she really has tried. She did her best. But the message is, go the full way, women. Go the full way, young ladies. That's how you win the battle. Yes, of course, the men, they will try their very best to let you drop the goods. Don't mind them. You focus on your job. Yes, there is a conflict. Especially in today's world, you can't even get a date unless you're willing to sleep with a man. So what? Maintain your standards no matter what. That's the message. Let's carry on. Let's see what he says next.
Like slim to none.
So
That's
what
true.
you're saying is an example that is infinitesimally small. But women don't hear it that way. They hear Sarah come in and say, well, look, it worked for her. And you give hope when you should be giving cure. Because honestly, ma'am, you're not married yet.
No, not yet.
So you gave your virginity before you got a commitment. And you cannot tell me it's because of something as flimsy as a ring and wanting to buy a house. You could carry your ass down to the LA courthouse. That's why your father is like, what are you doing? So even in your situation, it's problematic.
Well, yes, he's right, actually. It seems a bit harsh, doesn't it? Here she came on probably thinking, I'm well ahead. I am the bee's knees. That's a British expression meaning I am the best. And still he has something to complain about. But you see, as they say, a woman's work is never done. I would add, until the wedding night. Yes, ladies, don't give it up, even for someone who seems a good candidate, until he's declaring in front of your family and friends that he will be your one and true love forever. Don't give it up, even to him. Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's not fair, but there we are. You just never know. Many a single mother, as I've said before, were in this position where they thought, I'm almost at the finish line, but they forgot that even at the finish line, you can get picked by somebody else. Somebody else can get your trophy. Somebody else can get that man off you if you don't play according to the correct rules. It's extremely strict, perhaps even a little bit religious. But that's the way it has to be if the problems of the dating sexual market are to be corrected.
Where is it problematic?
Well, why did you say I waited to be a virgin? Okay. But you gave your virginity, something that you waited for, to a man that was not legally committed to you.
I think it was a mutual agreement. Yeah, I see what you mean. But I think it was a
But that's the point, ma'am. So if he came in, let's just say I used a reality stone and I changed him around. What if tomorrow he came in and said, you know what, I don't want to be here anymore, I'm out.
Oh my gosh, that'd be sad.
Well, but that's the thing, because you have no commitment.
Touché. It's the sad reality of a woman's life. Commitment before relations. That's the rule for women. It's a harsh reality. Yes, and I sympathize. What can I say? Do it right and you will get the rewards. Do it wrong and anything goes. It's a risk. Yes, one can take that risk. Sometimes taking the risk turns out not to be too bad. Things still go according to plan, more or less. But to ensure that your investment is safe, so to speak, you have to do the full shebang. You have to be as mentally strong as possible. It's not easy, but it has to be done. And for Kevin to admonish even this young lady just shows me how high a standard he has for women. But that's a good thing.
I see.
So I understand your intent maybe to tell women, it all depends, but it really doesn't. You're still out here playing. Today, you appear to be winning in this situation, but you still don't have a firm legal commitment. And there's absolutely no reason to not be married to somebody you've been with for 2 years, and say that I'm waiting because of a ring.
Gotcha.
But the issue is this should be on him to do that. Does your father
That's
like
true,
him?
yeah.
Does your father like him?
Oh, they all love him, yeah. And
All right, well,
he's talked about it more than I have.
well,
I always
then,
kind of make them decide. I don't like to push anyone into anything.
what
So
do you
he's
mean?
been bringing up like the ring and like
Wait a minute.
all
He's
of that.
talked about marriage more than you have?
Yeah, he has. Recently, he was talking about like homes and like moving in and the ring
but-
and like all of that.
So why is losing your virginity not as big a commitment as getting married? I'm curious.
I think that was, I don't know, I think it was just a mutual agreement on that part. And I think the whole marriage part has also something to do with my culture, where it's like I can't sleep over or anything with him or like live with him until I'm married. And so I think it has to do with.
This is making no sense, ma'am. You gave up your virginity. And you're
I
going
think
to
it
tell
was
me
just
you
a
can't
mutual
legally
agreement on that we were going to, more
Okay,
like
you
a
can't-
trust
you
in
can't-
each other.
No, you can't overtalk me. So I say, this makes no sense. Telling me it's cultural. I mean, this makes no sense. Culturally, women are supposed to get married before they give up their virginity.
Is everyone hearing what I am hearing? This lady doesn't realize that she's actually being played by this man. Albeit he's a nice boy, the family like him. Nonetheless, she's playing quite a dangerous game because she's agreeing to his mutual agreement that they sleep together before marriage, even though they both know that in their culture this is not permitted. But of course he would want this mutual agreement with her. Well, duh. Come on. It's called standard operating procedure. Men all over the world, of course, try this. This is why you, as the gatekeeper, have to pull in the reins. You have to pull a brake onto all of this until he officially claims you as his. In front of your family, in front of your friends, in front of God and man, whatever your God is. In preferably a religious ceremony or a state ceremony, it doesn't matter. But that commitment must be there. Without it, you're still in high water, lady. So this is what Kevin is trying to explain to her. She doesn't get it. She thinks because he's a nice guy, that it's so easy just to agree to what he wants. Every man wants the cookies before they are allowed to have the cookies. That's normal for men. It is up to the woman to protect the cookies. This is the conundrum of life. It's a tricky situation, and men and women just have to know how to navigate it. In the past, it was much easier, but even then, it was quite difficult. We know of many situations. Out of wedlock, children were born. There were many affairs. There were many difficult situations. But the rules were there, and there were harsher consequences for women, especially when they broke the rules. Now, of course, those punishments and social consequences have been removed. So this is why these kinds of situations arise ever more in comparison to the olden days. It's a question of incentives, isn't it? This lady doesn't understand this very well. She has actually gone against her culture. This is the first mistake. She had that culture in place to protect her, but she circumnavigated this culture to please the man. No, don't do it.
That's
So
true,
basically,
yeah.
what you're saying is, I can't sleep, I can't spend the night at your house, and I can't live with you, but you can have sex with me. You know what that sounds like? I'm gonna take it away from you because it's so personal, okay? And I don't want to do this to you because you seem like a pretty lovely woman, and I really hope you and your man go ahead and get married and get this formalized, because this is not a good look. But this sounds as crazy. This sounds like when I'm dealing with women who are from Utah, like Mormons. And we talk
God.
about they want to be virgins until they're married, right?
Yeah.
But they're still having oral relations, and in some cases, anal relations, but they have not been penetrated. Their hymen is still intact, and they still call themselves virgins. They are not.
Gotcha.
So when women like yourself come in and give this advice, it's chaotic. It makes no sense. So
got it. Because it's very slim and rare, so it's not really advice to the majority.
Sounds like your husband sounds like your man loves you more than you love him, because most women are rushing to get married, rushing down the aisle.
I love him.
Well, then go to the Justice of the Peace tomorrow. File and get it done.
Get it done.
Yeah, this makes no sense.
Well, yes, absolutely. That's the correct advice for her. Just go and get married to this man. You already love him. You've been together for 2 years already. Nothing's stopping you from getting married before everything goes wrong. And then you're in a difficult situation. You have to start again with someone else. You are now no longer a virgin. No. Let's hope it all works out. You get married. End of story. One less tragedy in the sexual marketplace. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I think it's an important one because it's basically one of the most fundamental topics in the sexual marketplace. A lot of men are disillusioned nowadays because they have they have women who have been everywhere, if you see what I mean, and it doesn't really, whet the appetite for the opposite sex. For a start, you could catch something, but that's not the only consideration. There are so many other considerations to consider. So this one is important. Basically, the bottom line is women should be, if not actually virginal, they should be as close to virginity as possible before marriage. That's how it was designed. There are good, solid reasons, social as well as physiological reasons, actual physical reasons why it should be so. Trying to navigate it with basically stupid, self-deluding actions, like Mr. Samuels was describing, oral and anal and all that, it defeats the purpose. So it's all about self-delusion. It doesn't work. The most correct path is the straight one. Just don't do what you know is wrong and do what you know is right. That's it. Difficult. It's easy to say, yes. Difficult to do, but it must be done. So on that note, I leave you with good thoughts, with all the best of luck and blessings on your journey, if you are on that journey. Good luck and take care of yourself. Peace, joy, and grace to you all. Goodbye. Until next time.